And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
You wanted to know what the Matrix is, Neo? This is the construct. It's our loading program.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain. This is the world that you know. The world as it was at the end of the 20th century. It exists now only as part of a neural interactive simulation that we call the Matrix. You've been living in a dream world, Neo. This is the world as it exists today.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being.
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
Stop. Let me out. Let me out. I want out.
Yeah, I want out. I want out, I want out, I want out. Now, the thing that we're looking at is, what are we in? Well, I'll tell you what you're in. You're in control, because if you're not in control, you're out of control. Big bad guys can't have that. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. There is a battle for your mind, as Mr. Jones would say. And I want to share something that's breaking now. We've been covering this and going back and forth. Now it's quit it, and there's a lot of inside baseball. Bottom line is this. I've been talking to Adam Kokesh over the past week or so, and there was something going on. He didn't, share with me all the little details and so on. I didn't know that there was an FEC complaint and all this kind of stuff. But, he was wondering, why would, Dr. Paul and his campaign kind of distance himself, from me? Well, I don't know. Let's look at the news. So I talked to him, and I didn't get in the middle of this and so on. It's all out in the open now, and you go to Papa Freedom's Phoenix and you'll see it. But this was what was going on. There was an FEC, Federal Election Commission, complaint that was filed by an organization. Now, I just got an email from the gentleman from that organization. His name is, and some of you guys may know who he is, Cliff Kincaid. Cliff Kincaid runs or is part of an organization called the, USAsurvival.org. Now, these guys are, MKers, America, okay, against the United Nations, against, communism, against, this kind of thing, which is fine. I'm hip to that, whatever's, get the U.S. out of UN, UN out of U.S. kind of deal. I'm with you, brother. But they are, they made some interesting claims in this FEC complaint. Now, this is what's going on. Because you have Russia Today. Now, the first time when Adam Kokesh, we talked about him going over to RT. Now, this was months in the, kind of behind the scenes secret, meeting. We're going to do this thing. What happened was this. They go to Adam Kokesh that had been on RT several times, and he says, hey, you want your own show? Being a Fallujah Marine, U.S. Marine against the war, run for Congress, endorsed by Dr. Ron Paul, put you on, get you your show, Adam versus the Man. That was a continuation, a video version of his show, radio, that he was doing in Albuquerque and talk radio. So where the discussion went like this, I'm like, hey, man, the first thing out of my mouth, we talk about this, is you're on government-sponsored television. I don't care if it's U.S. PBS or it's Russian whatever. It's like, but at least it's not my tax money, okay? So if you go back and listen to those shows, we made sure that we disclosed that very thing right there. This is, Vladimir Putin, KGB, Russian, whatever, payback's a bitch. to the United States Voice of America kind of deal, that decades of them broadcasting the BBC and American propaganda and whatever into Russia. And, of course, what do they use? The truth. This is what your government's doing. They're bad because and this and that. Well, now we've gone on the internet. It's out of Washington. You have Russia Today. They changed it to RT.com. RT is now doing the same kind of thing. But here in an open society, they're like, yeah, okay, knock yourself out. But they're able to be downloaded or watched on 20 million television sets. Now they're on different various cable things, different cities and so on. So I'm going, wow, okay, go give them what for. Adam has been really doing a good job, and it's a hardcore, no compromise, libertarian kind of thing. But he's, of course, in support of Dr. Paul, been very open about that. Now, Stephen Colbert from Comedy Central, the offshoot from The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, that has his show, runs right after his, made a big deal, got an attorney and everything, went to the FEC, we're going to do a super PAC, and we need to make sure that we're not going to have any problems because we're going to get involved in this campaign. We're going to be real buttheads, and we want to know exactly how we're going to do it so that our parent company, which I think is Viacom or something, some big communication thing, that they are not going to have to be listed on the FEC reports as in-kind contribution for yada, 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 yada. Now, Colbert can get away with it, and he goes through this process. Okay, maybe he just wanted to make sure he could do whatever. But part of the FEC regulations is that you cannot have any foreign corporation involved in the election process. That doesn't stop it from happening and them doing, that's why libertarians were just like, this alphabet soup of agencies, whatever, individuals, you can do whatever you want with your property, and if that property happens to be a dollar bill, you do whatever you want, and I couldn't possibly care less. Knock yourself out. Because when you start getting all this stuff, you get into these problems, But, they want to, stop the foreigners from influencing our process here. Well, of course, they got to have a committee that will stop you from influencing the process, too. You're limited in what you can do if you work inside the campaign. That's why I've been such an advocate for I'm not filling out any freaking forms, okay? You want to come after me, you come after me. It's called First Amendment, kiss my butt. You want to play, Ernie? Let's go, man. Let's rock. And the Levolution, they decided to leave alone. Now, some people decided, like when they were doing the blimp and so on, we're going to buy time and it's shared, they do all this FEC, and I'm just, whatever. I don't play that game. So they want to come after. I can't wait to do this because when I ran against John McCain-Feingold, where all this kind of stuff comes from, is that when I ran against John McCain, I was begging him to come out. We were doing all kinds of stuff. So I'm just small fish. They don't want to play. Adam Kokesh, his last show was yesterday. I get a call this morning. Hey, man, I'm watching the tape. They said, he's done. They canceled Adam Kokesh, Adam versus the Man. They were thinking extending him to a full hour. They're going to, give him more blah, blah, blah and everything. Nope. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. Why? Because this organization filed an FEC complaint. And what was interesting was some of the things that they said in there. And we got a little bit of time. We'll go ahead and get into it. Now, the Federal Election Commission complaint said, these guys, of course, they're talking about how they're for America, and I'm going, okay. So what is it that they're, whoa. Oh, I downloaded that thing and it's starting to freak out my computer. Whoa. Okay. I don't want you to see it anymore. But you look at the FEC report. Let's go ahead and try it again. And it said that this effort in support of Dr. Paul is directly in support of Obama because by supporting Dr. Paul, they will guarantee the re-election of Obama. I'm like, what? That's their complaint. Is that Vladimir Putin is out there supporting Ron Paul because he wants Obama to win. I'm like, wow, that's what they're saying? All right, so we're going to talk about it a little bit more in the atmosphere of all the stuff that's going on, going into the Greatest Depression and Vladimir out there. We'll be right back.